afternoon, everyone. My name is Paul, and I am a nerd, and you are lucky enough to be here for the September 2018 Tabs3 Virtual User Group Meeting. Getting too old to say that all in one breath. I think I took 3 there. Today we are talking about the new online payment link that can be put into emailed statements, courtesy of version 19. Mary Jo is going to take that topic, and I'm going to talk about another new version 19 feature, which is the multi-matter payment enhancements that have been made. And so, without further ado, I'm going to press all of the right buttons, and Mary Jo, that's going to include actually loading tabs. I forgot to do that. So tell us a lawyer joke while I do that.
I don't know a lawyer joke. I don't know any lawyer jokes.
Okay, well, I know plenty of them, but I'm supposed to be concentrating on finding the STINFR directory and getting you to a point where you have some sample data in tabs. See how I do that while I'm talking? It's free. There we go. Mary Jo, take it away.
You are so multi-talented, Paul.
That's right.
Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and get into our sample data here. And what this feature is if you are emailing statements and this is an and you are processing your credit cards through the company ProPay, that's the company that does integrate with Tabs. So that is a necessity if you want to use this feature I'm going to talk about, is you have to have a ProPay account. And then you have to set up your integration with them. It's very easy to do that. Literally, I think 10 minutes and you can be set up ready to go to take credit cards and tabs, depending on the volume that you do. So you can talk with them. They're very competitive. Not a sales pitch here, but they do a good job. But you do need that feature or you cannot use this. So that you would set up your ProPay account, have your integration set up, and then if you are emailing statements directly from Tabs, then we can set up our templates so that we can include a little link in our email to the client that will allow them to just go ahead and click on the link to make a payment. And the wonderful thing is that it is linked to that invoice with that amount that's due, so the client is directed right to a little portal to say, yes, pay this invoice, here's my credit card information, and that information filters right down to Tabs, and we have a little import online payments that then you can click on and bring those payments into Tabs to create those entries for us. So I'm just going to show you today, because we're in sample data, we don't have a ProPay account attached to this particular account, but I will show you where it is and where you can get some more information on first setting up the ProPay and then how to get the link into the statement. So here's our customization. If we go over to the end where it says Merchant Services, you can do that and then learn more. And this is where you're going to get that information that you need to call and to contact. You can watch a little video on it. There's a little number there so that you can get your ProPay account set up. If you already have ProPay, then that makes it even easier. All we're going to do is go back into our tabs, and then we would just go ahead and go into our email templates, which I don't know if I have that open, so let me go get that. Templates. And we are going to go into our list. Oops, not our list, actually. We want the email templates. Okay. Oh, I can't even spell today. There we go. Email templates. There. So on our templates, you might have several set up in here, different examples or different types of templates you're sending to your client. So on every template that you've created that you want to include this little link, you can do that through here. And so you do that individually on each template. So I'm going to go into our default template here. And if we wanted to put in a little section on where to have that little link, there's actually an online. Patty, do you have a question?
I do. I'm sorry. I didn't need to hit my unmute. I can wait.
Oh, okay. All right. So, yes, let me finish this and then you can ask the question. So here is where, let's say that I want to add this right underneath this section of what I want. So what you would do is you would start with the online payment begin text. And so I'm just going to click on that and it's going to put it right in there. Then I might want it to say click here. And so then that will give me a little click here option. and then I can do my end text. Now, I can, in between here, in between the begin text and the end text, put some other things. So I might want to say to pay statement online, you know, click here. And that's where I would get that click here button. Okay? So you can word this however you would like. So to pay statement online, you know, I'll put a colon, click here, and my text. Something like that. You create whatever you want that you want your client to see. Now, this is going to give them just a little click here option. If they click on that, it's going to have the words click here. It's a link. It'll take them directly out to ProPay. They'll be able to then pay the invoice, and then it's going to come back down into Tabs waiting for you to import it as a payment. You also can include the URL. Some people don't want to just click on two words that say click here. They actually want to see the link that, you know, www.whatever.propay to their account. If that's what you want to show in there, you could also have replaced this click here with this payment URL. That's what this is. And then at the end, you want to say end text. And so there you have a little insert.
Why do we have the beginning and end text? What do they do?
They keep everything inside here so that then when they go ahead to click, that has that beginning and ending part of the text of what they want.
Right.
Yeah. Well, if you know, Paul, you want to say something, spit it out. I hate when you do that. What would you like to tell us?
Because if there is no payment due, if you're sending a statement that has a zero balance,
it would still have the text and not.
It would still have the text, but it wouldn't have the click here because there's nothing to pay.
That's correct.
And so they added these. Actually, we were among the people that first complained when we saw it in beta. Or I'm sorry, in pre-release, and they added this so that you would have text that only appears when the link appears.
Yes. So that is true. I do remember that we ended up having an issue because it would say, you know, everything would just disappear, but we wouldn't have any, you know, there was just nothing.
You'd have the words, but you wouldn't have the click here link.
Exactly. So that is important to keep those in there. So that's where you put it, and you would do this. Then you can just copy this, and you can paste it into any of your other templates, and you can save that. So then your clients, when they get this email, are going to have that place to click and to pay. So once they've paid, they're going to go online, and they're going to go out there, and they're going to do you know, their payment. You will see, if you've got this import online payments pinned in your pinned actions, if there's any online payments to import. So you don't know when the client goes out there and actually clicks on this link. They could do that in the middle of the night. Who knows when they're going to do that? But if you have this pinned here, it will actually put a little circle, and it'll tell you how many payments that you have to import. So if you make this part of your process to check that, I like to have it pinned, and I like that little circle to show me, but you also could go up and you could go into your online import online payments and check it there as well. But I tend to just like it right here so that I can see it pop up in my face and know, oh, I've got 2 payments to import. So that's really up to you. But when you go in there, and this is, again, sample data, so we don't have any, but that'll give you a list of all of the payments that have come in, and then you can click on each one and say import, import. That will then create the payment entry for Tabs 3 that will give it a credit card type and the amount, and it will put it right underneath the correct matter. So that's where you can go, and that's how you can do that to import the online payments. Patty, what was your question?
Mary Jo, Meredith is asking if they email statements outside of Tabs, can they generate a PDF with the link?
If they email, not with the link. The link is only available if you email statements from Tabs 3. It's not. It's part of the email that's going out. The PDF is always a separate attachment, but that link is not available if you email outside of Tabs 3.
Now, I can address that a little bit. One of our clients that wanted to start using this wanted to know, well, what about the people that just get a printed statement? Well, for years, ever since we offered TSIS or ProPay credit card processing, there has been the ability. Yes, so I muted myself, and so I was talking to myself. Thank you, Patty. Patty has just informed me that I was talking to myself. I can address that a little bit further. We have a client that wanted to do this new functionality in the emails, but they also wanted to address the clients that were getting, their clients that were getting printed statements. For years, ever since the online credit card capability has since the credit card processing has been built into Tabs, we have had the ability to get from TSYS, from the people that run ProPay, a link that's just a generic link. It doesn't know who they are. It doesn't know which statement they're paying. It doesn't know how much they owe. But you can send people to a URL or a link that allows them to pay against your merchant account, but they have to specify, I'm paying this invoice and here's how much money I'm paying. There is a $400 setup fee for that, and that does include branding that site with your logo. But it is, as I say, it's a generic link that could always be used because it doesn't specifically reference a specific invoice that's being paid. So that's your option as far as putting that onto a PDF or putting it into your bills directly. Patty, did you say there's another question?
There is. Chrissy is asking if there is a way to accept payments from your website.
Well, you could take that same link that I'm talking about that you could put on a printed statement, and you could put a link to that URL directly on your website with text like pay your bill here or something like that.
Yeah, that would be a different link than what we're talking about today.
It's not the link that specifically points them to paying a certain bill with a certain amount of money, but it is a place where they can go to pay. That could be put on a bill that's printed. That could be put on it could be put in the email that you're sending, even if you're not sending it through Tabs, and it could certainly be put on your website as well. Is that it for questions, Patty?
No more questions at this time.
Okay. So I'm going to look at some enhancements to our multiple matter payment. So I'm going to go in to payment entry, and I'm going to make a payment for Kelly White's divorce matter. And I'm going to say that she is paying $10,000. Now, immediately you're probably thinking to yourself, well, she doesn't owe $10,000. She only owes $785. But I'm going to, at that point, use this Apply Payment to Multiple Matters button that has always been there. Okay, well, not always. It's been there for quite a while, since they added it. So that's nothing new. But this part is. This is not exactly the way it used to look when it came up, specifically because this only reflects two matters. There are two matters, the last will and testament and the divorce matter, that have payments due. But as you can see, there are two statements that have outstanding balances, one for each of those matters. So there's a total of 4 statements that have outstanding balances for a total of 2 matters. This is the part, and a lot of these other functions that are coming in up here, but this is the part that's new. The fact that you can now say, I'm applying this payment to multiple matters, some of those matters, or all of them, happen to have multiple statements outstanding. You were not able to split it up, specifically applied to specific statements in the past. In the past, you would have just gotten 2 lines, one for divorce, one for last will and testament, and if you wanted to explicitly say, don't pay this invoice, but pay the other 3, the system wouldn't give you that opportunity. The system would merely apply it in the order that you've told it to use as a default, which is usually oldest first. So that's really all there is to this. It's a huge feature because the people that need it really, really need it. But it's not all that exciting because really it's just the same window, but with a further breakdown, not just by matter, but also by statements within the matter. They've added the apply by date functionality and the apply proportionally. Well, apply proportionally was the way it defaulted to last time. No, it didn't. Mary Jo's correcting me. Got to turn your mic on so we can hear you.
It didn't default to anything. You had to manually go in and just tell it which matter to apply it to.
Gotcha.
And so now, and we've never really recommended using the apply proportionately because it will split it in weird ways, and then you'll get this weird amount, like, like if Paul clicks on that again to apply proportionately, you'll see that it'll put this like 33 cents and 01 on these client matters, which is just silly. So now so that's still there, and you may want to do it that way, but I have very few clients that do But the apply by date is really nice because you can go in and apply it by your oldest, first. But adding that statement and to be able to see all of the statements due for a matter and deciding, oh, this matter has 10 statements due, I need to pay all that before I pay this other matter is huge. It's just huge.
Exactly. Even though some of those 10 statements were newer than some of the statements from the other one that it would want to apply it to it as a default.
And then you always can do it manually as well. So you can just double click on it and say how much you want to apply to each statement. So you can do that too. So that's nice. Yep.
So that's that. And in case you're wondering, these two features are both version 19 features. And if you don't have version 19, there are two ways you can get it. They have started now to have the software simply pop up when you load it for a rolling group of people. So yours might pop up tomorrow and say, hey, version 19 is ready. Do you want to download it? Or it might pop up in a month or 2 months or 3 months. It really depends on how they pick the groups that they're rolling to at that time. So you can just wait for the software to tell you that it's ready to accept version 19. Or you can call us and we'll get you on a list of people to get it right away. So obviously we're not going to roll it out to everybody all at once just because, but if you have a specific need and you really want to get it right now, just let us know. Otherwise, wait and you'll get a notice. Patty informs me that there is another question. Patty, what do you have?
If you generate a PDF from email, the online payment link,
I'll stop you right there, Patty. The link does not go into the PDF. The link goes into the email. What you saw us doing there was creating the email template, and that's where the link will go. So the answer is no, because what they're asking is, can't I just generate the PDF through the email statements and then not actually email it? Well, yeah, you could, but the PDF that you would be pulling out of that email would not have the link in it. It doesn't go into the PDF. It goes actually into the email itself. So, any more questions, Patty?
No, that's it.
Okay. So, of course, as we all know, if we've been here before, I'm going to take you out to our website just so I can show you how to get to recorded versions of all the content that we have. And so the first bit of advice is be sure that you use attorneycomputersystems.com, not just Attorney Computer System. That last S in the domain name is very important. Go to attorneycomputersystems.com, click on the word videos, and you will get to an expanded list of all 6 of our video titles. And you can also ask Aaron to help you find a video. This is a new thing that we have on our website. Kind of surprised me there. I'm not used to that. We have our 3 virtual user group meetings, plus our other live event, which is our Coffee Pot webinar. Of course, we have the Tabs virtual user group meeting that you're in now, plus our Practice Master and World Docs. And those are live events. We'll talk about that in a second. And we also have some pre-recorded shows or titles. The eBytes video series, Mary Jo does 3 of these every month. They're short little 2 or 3 minute videos where we take something really cool that we can explain very quickly and put it into an eByte. She records one on Tabs, one on Practice Master, and one on World Docs each month. Today we recorded our Paul and Mary Jo shows, so those are a longer format of a longer version of the eByte. They're the same sort of thing. We take something and explain it, but it's usually something that takes a good deal longer to explain. So these videos are typically 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes long. Okay, and then we have our, of course, live events. So if we click on any of the more info buttons, we will be taken to a page that describes very briefly what it is that we're looking at. What is a Tabs3 virtual user group meeting? And since it's a live event, we have information on the upcoming, in this instance, the October VUG, virtual user group meeting, with 2 links to register. And as Mary Jo said when she was talking about the payment links, sometimes people like to know what they're clicking on. Sometimes they don't care. These links are identical. They will take you to the same place, just different ways to get there. And then as we scroll down, since it's a live event, you have the next thing at the top, but then you have recorded versions of everything we've ever done. So we do have about somewhere around 850, 860 videos on our website. We put out about 9 or 10 of them every month, so there's a lot of content here. You can scroll through it just by kind of browsing like I'm doing right now, or you can type something up in the search box, like maybe you want to learn about emailing statements. You can just type a word in there, and it will show you all the videos that have that word in the description or the title. Great way to zero in on a certain bit of information. So that's it for today. Everybody have a good rest of the day, good rest of the month, and we will see you in October. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.